He gives you a signal to go in. It's like rub your arm. I can't remember what it is now. And he sends you in. You put all these like big heavy chains on their tires underneath. You have to crawl underneath the helicopter. Put these big heavy chains on into a little scoop in the deck, and then you run back out. Yeah, and then you put 2 like blocks on their wheels so they don't roll back.
So they don't roll back. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they put their brakes on. The pilots do but the blades are always spinning on the deck, and then you can get qualified in your M240 Bravo, which is a machine gun, and then your 50 calibers. And then we have bigger guns like that, which I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but I will. 25 Mikes, which are the big Bushmaster cannons, the side ones, tungsten bullets. Our aircraft carriers are nuclear powered. They're not diesel, right? They're run off. There's a nuclear reactor inside aircraft carriers, and there's nuclear reactors in some of our submarines.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Big Manz Cabana podcast. I'm your host, Matthew J. Lepore, and I am on with Tim. How do you say your last name?
Mallon.
Mallon. Motherfucker. I was trying to Googling it real quick. I'm like, how do I properly say this and not sound like an idiot?
Mallon.
Yeah,
M-A-L-O-N.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. Well, dude, thanks for hopping on.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, I was like, because we talked about it the other day at the bar, and you're like, yeah, dude, I'm down.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you have a hella interesting life.
I appreciate it.
And I was like, oh, dude, I would love to still get to do this. So it's pretty cool, dude.
I appreciate it, man. You have a big podcast, so
thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Really cool.
So have you ever done anything like this before?
No, not at all.
No.
So it's gonna be funny. I don't know,
dude. It's great. No, dude, it's all cool. I mean, like I told you before this. Like, I've had countless people on here, and they're like, "Yeah, dude, it's so weird." Like, I had my one buddy, Chris Gregory from the gym, and he was on here just last week, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, I'm nervous. I'm freaking. It's just 2 people talking,
just hanging out. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, dude. So, tell me a little bit about yourself when it comes to because you are currently in the Navy, looking to get out, right?
Yeah.
So you're 6 years in, right?
7.
7 years in. So what was the thought process on your first year? You're gearing up. You're kind of like trying to figure out what you're doing with your life, or maybe you already had like a set idea what you were gonna do.
I went to Perk Valley High School.
Okay.
Graduated 2015. I didn't join the military right away. I went to college. I went to Del Val for a year. Well, not a year, like 6 months, and I didn't do too well there. So, college wasn't for me. I dropped out. Then I worked for Montgomery County Parks and Trails for a year, which was just a nice job. I made a little bit of money, and I was bored at home. My dad was in the Navy. My grandfather was in the Navy. Everyone was in the Navy, and my mom and my dad basically told me, they were like, you have to do something. I was like, okay. I just walked into a recruiter's office and was gone for 3 days. I came back and I was like, I joined the Navy. And they're like, oh, my dad was pissed. My dad was super, super pissed about it. Because of the job I signed up as, he didn't like. And he said, you're going to ruin your life. You're going to waste your time. Like, it's not a good job. He was a boiler technician, which is like a good engineering job.
Sure.
And I signed up as an undesignated seaman, which isn't a job. It's just you do whatever the ship needs you to do. You paint the ship, you cook. For your first couple of years, you're just whatever the ship company. So it sucked for a couple of years. It did really suck. But then I struck bosun mate, which is what I am now, a bosun mate second class. I struck that, I think 3 years or 4 years into the Navy, and I love what I do right now. It's a great position.
So what exactly does that entail?
Being a bosun mate?
Yeah, for the people like me who...
bosun mate is the guy who, we drive the boat. The primary duty is to drive the ship, depending on what kind of ship you're on. I was on 2 destroyers, so that's your first watch station. You go and learn how to drive the destroyer. And then, you're in charge of all the deck maintenance, all the deck equipment, the small boats, which is my specialty. I'm all the small boat guy. And then you run maintenance. You do general maintenance, like greasing up gears and cleaning stuff. You know what I mean? Life-saving equipment is a big one. We destroyers, the bosun mates land helicopters, so I was part of the helicopter team. You run underneath the helicopter when it lands on deck.
Dude, what?
Shotgun chain up. Yeah, I'll send you a picture. I got pictures of that. I just sent it to her the other day.
That's so cool.
I got pictures of that of us running under.
So what is it like, being in the Navy and you have helicopters and jets and all that kind of stuff?
Well, we didn't know jets, but the helicopters is cool, man.
That's crazy.
We only can have some destroyers. You have hangar bays that you can have 2 embarked.
Okay.
I wasn't on that kind of destroyer. We just had one that could land, and you could track them overnight, but that doesn't happen much. But it's scary, man. That blast, that downforce of the wind from the blades is crazy. You have to really bolt yourself to the deck. You know what I mean? Like an athletic stance.
Knocked?
I've seen people, not seen people, but almost get knocked over. Yeah, because they lower all the nets. It's just flat deck. You know what I mean? And then the water's right there. And then you have to stand under. Someone's always holding you back, or someone's pushing into you, so you can stand up straight. Yeah, what? It's crazy, man. Yeah.
So walking through the process of helicopters coming down, right? So when you guys are getting ready, I'm sure you're getting calls, you're getting call outs for what's happening. Sure. So how does that start and how does it end?
So it's like a predetermined thing. Unless it's an emergency, it's a predetermined evolution, the flight quarters. So they'll come over. Your chief will tell you like we're having flight course tonight at 1900, which is 7 o'clock p.m. and it's dark in the middle of the ocean, so you can't see anything. First off, you just have these little like orange and green lights around the deck. The deck is the ground. And,
I gotcha.
And then there's two guys give you chalk and shaman. It's usually me and another guy we're opposite sides. We use hand signals, and you have a landing signalman who's another guy like a higher pay grade, and he's talking to the pilots with hand signals only. I mean, and wands, like different colored wands.
Yeah.
So yeah, they'll land them, and then he gives you a signal to go in. It's like rub your arm. I can't remember what it is now. And he sends you in. You put all these like big heavy chains on their tires underneath. You have to crawl underneath the helicopter. Put these big heavy chains on into a little scoop in the deck, and then you run back out. Yeah, and then you put two like blocks on their wheels so they don't roll back.
So they don't roll back. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they put their brakes on. The pilots do but the blades are always spinning on the deck. They never turn off. So. And you can't hear anything. You have a big cranial on, big like earmuffs and goggles on, so you can't see or hear anything. It's kind of a blind evolution. Yeah, it's a little scary.
Oh yeah,
it's a little scary.
So okay. So how does that work? Why? I've always wondered that because I always see it in like movies, and I don't know. Like all my only really experience with this was like with movies and things like that. But why do they always keep the blades on? Like why? Like if they're landing there, they're done with their voyage, they're ready to go. Why are they still spinning?
Like I said on my destroyer, they couldn't bark. We didn't have a helo bay to put them into, so they didn't. They were only there to drop things off, or you know what I mean, drop people off, and then they're out. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a lot of you need certain equipment on the deck to restart their blades. You need a big air. It's like an air compressor almost. You have to hook it up in them because you don't just. It's not like a car. You just turn it on. It goes. You have to like pump it full of air. So I'm not an aircraft mechanic, so I have no idea how it works. But just the basics. It's a big compressor you have to put into it, and we didn't have that capability. On the destroyer. Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's a whole startup process for that. Then we also didn't have. You have to have certain people that do that. You have to have aviation mechanics on board. And the avionics guys. Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. I didn't. So is that all helicopters, or is it just those specific ones?
I think all helicopters. I'm only familiar with like the SH-60s, which are like they're not Blackhawks, but the typical military helicopter. Yeah.
Oh, dude, the first time I ever saw a Black Hawk was actually here in Limerick. I found the picture, so I have the picture for you. To show you that I'm not bullshitting. When I was part of the Civil Air Patrol when I was younger.
Oh yeah.
And we were at the Heritage Field, and they would just drop in.
The Blackhawks.
Blackhawks.
What is the Civil Air? I'm not familiar with Civil Air.
So it's like it's an Air Force auxiliary of like the Air Force. It's like
not a paid gig.
No, not even like a little bit. I was in high school, dude. People told me about doing it, and we were trying to like advance our things for college, like like little like. You did this, hooray!
Sure.
And like you learn how to drill. Like if I were to stand there and you drill me, you probably could drill.
Okay.
I could drill. I could do it.
I'm not gonna do that.
I know, but like, we did get to fly. The picture of me on there that I'll put up for you guys, my listeners, and things like that, and for you, like we actually did get to fly. Like I didn't get to like actually like, take off and shit, but like
you were up there.
They would hand us the controls, and, like all right, do this, and
yeah, dude. That's cool.
Yeah, it was.
How'd you get in? I don't understand how you get into that.
You can it's like Boy Scouts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and some people take it so seriously.
I looked it up online.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I didn't know. I see it all the time. I see like the like people wearing their hats around here. I don't know why there's a lot of guys around here that do it. Civil Air Patrol. There's a dude in a whole uniform at Wawa the other morning.
Well,
4 in the morning.
It's because it's right there at Heritage.
Oh, on the field.
Heritage. Yeah, it's from here. It's probably like from Creekside.
But do you guys support like if National Guard gets deployed and we have like a natural emergency?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Well, so you're just doing it for fun.
Again, it's like Boy Scouts.
Okay, wear a cool hat. Yeah.
Yeah, you just you get BDUs, you get all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Cool, man.
Yep. Yeah. Well, so it's funny because my buddy, both his parents were in the Air Force, and he's now in the Army. He's at Bullock right now in Georgia, and we used to do it. And he goes, "Listen, brother, we're doing this. It's fun. It's cool, but we are not wearing like the second we are done, we're changing."
Yeah, absolutely. Man.
And he's like, and I'm like. Well, dude, we're just going home. He goes, no, dude, I will not. No.
It's like JROTC kids.
Yes, yeah, dude.
Sorry.
Yeah.
If anybody listens in the JROTC, sorry.
Well, no, he said the same thing. Like, I feel most people that are in the armed forces say the same thing, because you see the joke online all the time.
Yeah, I mean it's a commendable thing to do in high school, but it's not that serious.
No, and there's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
I remember a couple of them. I'm not gonna say their names, but they took it like. It was like do or die.
Oh yeah,
every time.
I don't understand that.
We would do PT, and like bro, like if you weren't waiting for the count, or like if your chest didn't touch, like you're not getting that rep.
Oh,
like, dude, this is just
get over it, dude.
This is
get over it.
I was so pissed. So you told me a little bit ago you did a lot of time in Spain.
Yeah.
Now most people like our age
Yeah.
don't get to like experience something like that.
Mm-hmm. Spain was great.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
I was stationed in Rota on 2 different destroyers. That's where I did my 2 sea tours
That's
there.
crazy.
Rota is in the Andalusia province. It's all the way southern Spain. It's beautiful. It's a desert. It's warm almost all year round. February gets a little cold, but
What's a little cold?
like 45, 50.
Mm.
And it's just nasty because it's like the changing of the weather, so you get a lot of wind. Doesn't rain much. Everything about Spain was great. The food was great. It was cheap.
I gotta go.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah, everyone's got to get over to Spain, especially southern Spain, because it's so nice. And you got all the big cities around it, like Cadiz and Sevilla and Malaga, which are big tourist destinations.
Damn.
Yeah.
So when they were like, "Hey, here are your orders. You're going to Spain."
Yeah, I got them in boot camp, so I was super excited. It was 18, 19 years old in boot camp. Like, yo, that sounds great. And everyone, all my RDCs, which are like company commanders, were super pissed at me because they try their whole careers to get Rota, Spain. You know what I mean? So it's a very niche destination.
Really?
Yeah, there's only 4 ships there, so. Yeah, I don't know how I got it. I just got lucky. When I joined the Navy as an undez seaman, you get not a brag sheet, a wish list because you don't have a job, so they try to give you an incentive, like
to work hard and be here. And yeah.
So I chose Italy, Spain, and an island called Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean. And there's no ships at Diego Garcia, so that was just outlandish. But Spain also don't. I mean, Italy doesn't have ships either, so I don't know why I was choosing them. And I got Spain, which was awesome. And then a couple kids from my boot camp were also selected for Spain, and I met some of my best friends in Spain, so it was a good time.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
So how do you prepare for something like that? You're in boot camp. You get your orders. How long do you have until you're shipped out? And like, what does it look like in the coming kind of like weeks leading up to that?
You get your orders about like midway through boot camp, like especially for undez seamen. A lot of the guys, they go into boot camp having a job. So after boot camp, you usually go to your specialty training. So if you're a machinist, an electrician, engineer, anytime they have
MLS,
schools.
Right?
In the Navy, it's called a rate. So we have a rating. I'm a bosun man. That's my rating. As an undez seaman, you only had a 7-day school, and it was basically knot tying and shipboard operations. You know what I mean? Like, this is the way you walk on a ship. This is how it goes. And they just get you boot camp. They get you ready to be on a ship. But
you walk on a ship. Sorry.
Yeah. There's certain ways you're supposed to walk on a ship, like port side. If you're going aft, which is the rear of the ship, you walk down your port side or starboard side. I can't remember which way, but it's so there's no traffic because the passageways on a ship are this wide. You can't have 2 people passing each other. You know what I mean? Especially if there's an emergency, everyone has to be going the same direction to get somewhere. Yeah, they're tiny. They're tiny little places. Yeah, you got equipment all over the walls and stuff like that.
So I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you can't just like
I mean, during like if we're not doing anything, you can. Like in the middle of the night, you can walk wherever you want. But if it's a busy morning, like 11 o'clock's a working day, and you're on deployment, you're supposed to be walking a certain way. You know what I mean? Like if you're going forward, you're walking up the starboard side, which is the right side. If you're going aft, which is back, you're walking down the port side.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So what does like a day in like work look like?
On deployment or
deployment? Yeah. You're in Spain. You're like 19. Yeah.
Sure. You wake. Yeah. Well, everyone's schedule is different. I always got fucked over because I was on the morning watch. So it was 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. was when you drive the boat yourself. So you're dead tired. Then this was before the Navy implemented a sleep schedule because people kept getting hurt on the job and ships kept crashing. 2017, 2 ships crashed into each other. The USS Fitzgerald, and I can't remember the other one. They're both in Japan. They hit the big tankers, like 1,000-foot boats.
What?
Because they were neglecting their sleep. They were overworked. So the Navy implemented a sleep schedule. But before that, you would go on your watch 4 to 8. You would work 8 to 16, which is 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Then you would have dinner, and sometimes you would have to go back to work until latest allowed to work in the Navy is 10 o'clock at night.
What?
So then you have to get your qualifications after 10 o'clock. So you have to get your warfare device, which for destroyers is called surface warfare, unless a surface warfare specialist. You have to get that, and then you have to get all your basic quals, like your damage control, which is firefighting, and anything else that needs to support the ship. Because everyone on a ship has a job, and then you have to do the whole ship's job. So everyone has to be a firefighter. Everyone has to be a medic. You know what I mean? Just in case something happens. If somebody goes down, there's only 300 of us. You have to be able to fill that person's role. So you have all that time. And usually you're done. You're probably in your rack about 1 o'clock at night. And then you wake up at 4 again for watch, and it just starts over again. Sundays are holiday routines, so you don't work. Women are allowed to wear their hair down. Men, you don't have to shave for the day.
Really?
Yeah. And then after these accidents happen, Navy required you to have 8 hours of sleep. But it was broken up. It was bullshit. You would have your watch, and you were allowed to sleep for 4 hours, and then you could get 4 hours at another time at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And then you would do like when your normal work, what you're doing through work, you're doing maintenance on like cranes or doing small boat engine maintenance. You're painting. You're doing life jacket maintenance. You're doing things that keep the ship afloat, basically, in case an emergency happens. And then we're doing drills left and right. You're doing firefighting drills, mass casualty drills. They're shooting guns all the time just for practice, you know what I mean? And everyone's got to be qualified on the gun. So you have your small arms, your 9mm, your M4, which everybody's qualified on ships. And then you can get qualified on your M240 Bravo, which is a machine gun, and then your 50 calibers. And then we have bigger guns like that, which I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but I will. 25 Mikes, which are the big Bushmaster cannons, the side ones, tungsten bullets. And then you can get qualified on that if you're a certain rate. You know what I mean? Yeah, I never was because I don't have a top secret clearance like that.
So they fire those?
Yeah, for practice, but they're usually for an emergency. I've never seen them really fired. That's cool. In a sense, yeah.
How often are those destroyers firing those guns?
Probably once a week, man. Just
really?
just for practice. And they're dud bullets. They're blanks, but they're still sending rounds through to make sure they cycle and all that good stuff. And then the big gun on a destroyer is a 5-inch cannon. If you bring up a picture of one of my ships, I'll text it to you. And it's a huge cannon on the front of the ship. Yeah.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
You ever seen one of them like fuck up something else?
We shoot at like dummy targets. They'll like another ship will like tow out like a fake boat and we'll nail it. And we have the thing called Big Red Tomato or something. It's a big inflatable bouncy house basically. They just like float out and we try to hit it and they nail it with the 5-inch. We've also done live fire on the shore, like this place in Africa somewhere. They just send rounds over like targets. Yeah, I don't know what it was, dude. They just like send it. Yeah, and they would tell us to spot them because you stand lookout as a bosun mate. You're like looking out for other ships and like stuff like that. So like, oh, see where that hits. I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at, man. It's like 10 miles away. They guns shoot. The 5-inch will shoot 13 miles over the horizon. Yeah, you don't even know where it lands. They can track it, but I'm not seeing it.
How do they track it?
Radar. I don't know.
That's fucking.
It's not like a dude's inside this gun, like with a scope. You
Well,
know what I mean?
yeah,
He's behind
yeah.
a computer in a top secret room with all these algorithms that he can shoot. You know what I mean? These dudes go to school for like 3 years and learn how to do this. That's like a serious job. And then they get out and make millions of dollars because they know how to operate all these systems and they can work for the Navy and do maintenance on it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, give a shout out to my boy Johnny Blattner. He does it. I think he works for some top secret company now, working on radars.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
So they go to school for this. So like,
Yeah.
is that like an ROTC?
No,
or
it's
is it
Navy
like
school. You go to boot camp, and then like these guys are called fire controlmen. So fire controlmen will go to their, and then you have fire controlmen ages, which are those are that's the nerds. I call them. That they do the radar. They know how to do the maintenance on it. They know how to operate it, all the computer system. They're like programmers for if we need to send a missile out. They're the guys on the computer with the algorithm and the tracking and all that stuff.
Damn.
Yeah.
So when it comes to those kind of jobs, do you just go, hey, I'm interested in this?
You have to take a ASVAB.
ASVAB.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you don't get a certain ASVAB in the school.
Yeah, and then you can always retake your ASVAB anytime in the military. Like, you can study for your ASVAB. I just didn't. I was like, I didn't score bad on it, but, they offered me cook, and I'm not cooking for nobody. No offense, man. I'm not cooking for nobody, dude. Especially 300, like, sailors. No, I'm good. And they're always pissed off, so I'm good. What else I got offered? I got offered to be a welder, which I thought would be cool. Then I asked my dad, and he's like, "Nah, you're just gonna clean shit pipes. You're gonna unclog toilets for the rest of your life." Which still wouldn't be a bad gig. Plumbers make a lot of money in their world.
That is true. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone's gonna need a plumber. Everyone needs HVAC.
Yeah.
But
you take your ASVAB, and then, there's nuclear engineers in the Navy too, and that's a whole different thing I don't understand.
nuclear engineers. I know. Like a lot of those guys are like pretty successful now, but what is that? Like that's one thing I'm like. I'm just gonna ask you a whole bunch of questions.
Okay.
There's so many things I don't understand. So when it comes to like nuclear engineers, like what is that?
So our aircraft carriers are nuclear powered. They're not diesel, right? They're run off. There's a nuclear reactor inside aircraft carriers, and there's nuclear reactors in some of our submarines.
Submarines I knew
So
about. Not
all our aircraft carriers are nuclear reactors. So you have whole guys that they go to their boot camp and they go to school for like 4 years, literally 4 years. It's basically a college degree to be a nuclear engineer, and they run the power plant. And they're down there 24/7, making sure nothing happens. There's electricians that are nuclear, machinist mates that are nuclear, and stuff like that. And then officers, like I'm enlisted, officers go to actual college for that. Like they get a degree, like a full, like from the Naval Academy or from Penn State in nuclear engineering. Villanova, yeah. They're smart people, man. That's a serious job. But they get stupid money, man. Their contracts are long, but they get like $100,000 up front, cash. I mean, tax free.
Like for nuclear engineers,
just to sign up. And the re-enlistment bonus, like if the captain comes over and says, "Hey, I want you to do another 4 years," and you say you're in like the Middle East, dude, it's all tax free. That money, like the captain cuts to a check from the Navy and you put it in your pocket. Tax free could be like $140,000. Yeah, and then on top of their base pay, dude. So fat money for the base pay, and then nuclear engineers get hazardous duty pay because they're working around a nuclear reactor. So they get dumb money. They're rich. And automatic rank. They make rank automatically. So.
Holy shit.
Yeah. If you're smart, go in the Navy as a nuclear engineer.
Damn, dude. That's got to be so cool. Although, being around, like, so, if they're around that much radiation all the time, is that bad?
I don't know, dude. I'm not,
Okay.
I don't know. But I know it's encased in something. They're not actually in the reactor. They're, like, outside the boat. It's kind of like this. It's like a bubble, man. That's proof, and they look at the gauges and shit. If something actually happens, I'm sure they're not going to go in there and pull a uranium rod out. What are they going to do with it? You know what I mean?
See, and anytime anyone like always says like, or they bring up like nuclear reactors, I always think of like the elephant's foot from
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl. Yeah. Which, dude, did you watch that that documentary that they did? They did like a whole like Chernobyl.
I've seen a bunch. I've seen the one on HBO Max through the series. That one's really good.
That one was wild, dude. There's a whole bunch of shit that like. I remember when I was younger. I was like 8 or 9. Whenever when we moved here, we were close to the power plants.
Yeah.
And that's when everyone was like freaking out because they're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so close." My mom was like, "Dude, we can't live here." And I was like, "No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine." She goes, "Well, what if it like melts down? Like we're done. It's over."
Limerick's not that great of a plan. If you read the reports on Limerick, it's past its life. Yeah. They keep extending it somehow. My dad's been saying that for years. That they keep extending like. It was only supposed to be. It makes so much electricity because there's so many people that live here. You know what I mean? I've lived here my whole life,
and it's growing.
They're building houses everywhere around here. And at some points they can't just handle the consumption it makes. And then the infrastructure of the actual plant, I think itself, is degrading. Yeah, there's a report. You can Google it, man, and then post this information. But there's some report a couple years ago that it's not going to be around too much longer. They're going to have to shut it down to completely remodel it.
So, I don't know if you know this question. But I guess I'll have to do some Google search. What happens then? Like, no one have the electricity?
I think we would have to be on power. It'd be probably maybe rolling blackouts. But I think I don't know where else our power would come from. We got the hydro stations on the Perky Creek and the Schuylkill too.
Oh, true.
We have those stations. We have 2 other operating stations, but Limerick produces all of this. I mean, I think it goes down all the way to Philadelphia.
I wouldn't doubt it.
You know what I mean?
I thought like that. They ran a good plant. I mean,
they run a great plant, but I think it's the physical infrastructure of the plant. It's just so old. It was built in like the 70s.
What?
Yeah, Limerick was built. Shoot, man.
My
dad moved to Collegeville in like the mid 80s, and they were just opening. So it might have been the early 80s. They were just opening because he used to drink with all the guys that worked there. That's what he said.
Huh. Because when I used to work for the while, I would work in like these different school parts of the school districts with like Springport and PV.
Sure.
And I'd be over at the Limerick as I casually die. One of the guys worked over at the plant. He goes, "No, dude, it's all cool over there." Like, I'd ask him a bunch of questions. It's pretty much half my time that I'm just curious.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, dude, it's all cool. It's all great over there. Money's cool. Like,
money's probably great. Dude, they're probably saying that so you don't freak out.
That's probably smart.
Yeah.
That's wild.
If it did melt down, I would just go to the bar or something and just get hammered and let it happen.
Well, I wonder. Again, this is probably like things I have to Google, but like I wonder like if it breaks down, like how much time do we have?
Not much time.
I didn't think so.
Well, 422 is an evacuation route, and I was telling her the other day that the blue route was actually made as an escape route from Philly, out of Philly, and then out of here. You know what I mean?
No, it takes an hour to get out of.
Yeah, you can't get around Conshohocken in 2 hours.
No.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So, and the amount of people that live around here, if it actually melted down, you would just hunker down, dude. Go rob a liquor store or something. You know what I mean? Like, go get a bunch of pills and just enjoy it.
Yeah, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I've always like. When I look at it now, I'm not as like worried about it because I'm so used to it. But when I was growing up, like when I was like even like 10, like and 11, I'm like, dude, like what if we just like die?
Yeah.
And then there was the whole was it China or Japan that had their nuclear meltdown?
Fukushima in Japan.
In Japan. And I remember when that happened, everyone, like it was all over, all the Facebook moms, like the like living in Limerick group chats, living in college.
But they got wiped out from a tsunami. We're not getting no tsunami in Limerick, man.
But it doesn't matter to them.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing that's weird about coming back to like living here is like people are very nosy.
Yeah, well, this is a prominent area to live in. Everyone can't stay in their own lane.
Dude, like when I was in Royersford, it was all cool. Is
this Limerick?
No, this is college.
This is the other end of Collegeville. This is almost not Collegeville.
Yes. So like technically, if you cross behind the small like wooded area, I'm pretty sure that's PV. I think.
I was gonna say you're right on the line, man.
Yeah.
Because we were coming down Mingo, I think, and I was like, this is Park Valley, but then turning to your neighborhood, it was like Springford now.
Yeah, because it's weird. Like if you take 113, and then you come up like there's literally like South Elementary.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, we're right here.
Yeah, or that's college. Yeah, it's 113. Yeah.
Yeah, 113. We're next to shop to Collegeville.
Yeah. But dude, I that school, they need to do some remodeling on that thing.
What, South?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know.
I worked there for a year.
It's bad. It's old, man.
It's
and then
old.
they had were you working with them? They had the boxes out there because they had the overflow boxes because they had too many kids and not a.
No.
I don't know. Was this pre-pandemic or before?
I was working there. My last day was March 13th.
It was when the pandemic started.
I was there for probably a year. But nothing against the teachers. I loved them. They were great. The kids
What did you do there?
I was an assistant group suit for the Y. So I would do like homework and teach them and like play and watch them and shit like that.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, it was cool. But yeah, dude, that like I remember like I heard a whole bunch of stuff before I went there, and they're like, yeah, dude, like they approved like some amount of money.
Well, PV's got dumb money, so they should be doing something with it instead of putting turf fields in at this stadium.
Yeah, it's rough, dude. I remember the one time like I went to like the faculty bathroom to like go take a shit. And I'm like, yo.
Where at South or?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I was working at Brook Elementary.
Oh, okay.
And going from Springford to like that school, but I was like, if I went to Evergreen,
that's where I went to school.
Like and Evergreen was nice.
Yeah.
Like your cafeteria and gym are the same.
Yeah, they just roll out tables inside the gym, and then the little lunch ladies they back in the wall. You can't really see it.
Yeah,
the whole kitchen's back.
Yeah. And same thing at South.
I think because Skipback Elementary is Evergreen's twin, and then and then there's Schwanksville Elementary. I've never been to that. Oh, Schwanksville Elementary, they're at the same. Yeah, all PV schools have a gym cafeteria. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know the one at South, like the tables literally roll into the wall.
Yes.
Yeah. That was always so interesting to me.
Yeah, save space, I guess. I don't know. They built these schools a while ago.
That's true. Yeah, because Springford,
Springford also has a bunch of elementary schools and more money. You guys have a bigger school district than Perkiomen Valley.
Dude, it's fucking wild.
Yeah, Springford, is wild.
Dude, I know they're talking about making that like a north and a south.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, my classes for about 2-3 years, probably the biggest class they had.
What year did you graduate?
800 some, 18.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing. I was just thinking. My class was like 591.
Oh, okay. Dude, now they're like 1,000 a class right now.
Yeah, my cousins went to North Penn. She was like, "Oh, we graduated with like 1,800 people." She said it took so long they like had to take breaks and stand up and stuff, stretch their legs.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? I wouldn't sit there for that long. I would just ask someone to grab my diploma for me. Better things to do.
Dude, people left. So when we graduated, people just like flat out was like, dude, I'm like. People's parents were pissed, but like there were a bunch of kids who were like they were smart, like they're obviously at graduation, so they passed. But when everyone found out that they're not that your diploma's not in the thing about like 2 days before, they're like, dude, we have to sit here.
When did we get our diplomas? Right after? Or did they mail? Did they mail them to us?
I think it got mailed to us. For me, I'm pretty sure it got mailed. No, did it?
No, I think after we graduated, we had to go to the cafeteria and you had to sign for your diploma.
You're right.
You
and we got like all the goodie things.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when they went up, they gave us like the little booklet, and then you'd walk away.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I don't think I have I don't know where my diploma is, to be honest.
I don't know if it's here. Maybe. No, I don't know. It is weird though to like look back because I'm still in the area.
Yeah.
To like go and drive past like PV
or
like I always feel like a degenerate like whenever I go to like the GPI and I go and I pass PV.
Yeah.
I'm like
What do you mean? What? You got the duck right there too.
Oh, that is true.
We're plugging the duck in here. Okay.
I still have to go to the duck in.
You've never been to the duck?
Never been to the duck.
Place is good, man. I was there last night for like 10 minutes. Well, no, I was there for a couple hours before, and then I went to the movies with my buddy, and then we saw the Bob Marley movie, which was really good.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Someone slept through the whole movie, though. Not me.
Said that.
Not me, but he did.
Dude, I can't even blame you. I've been like slapped. One of the worst. She's a friend, but I was like, I guess like. We went to Margaritas before. Yeah. It was like movie Tuesday or whatever.
Is Margaritas still there?
No,
they closed. Yeah.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah.
but we used to like get flights and eat all you can eat tacos. And we would have like 3 flights each, and then walk to the movie tavern.
Yeah, just blitzed.
Blitz.
Yeah.
And then like we would like drink a little bit when we got there. And then there was like one time, dude, like I reclined. I got back.
Oh yeah.
And like I'm like,
oh yeah.
yeah, dude, yeah. It was, bro,
Yeah.
I was on everyone's Snapchat story, dude.
Yeah.
All my buddies were posting.
Dude, it's easy to fall asleep in there.
Dude.
They go all the way back too. They lay down like a bed. I was like, no, there's no way.
Oh, dude.
And they serve you the biggest beers ever. I got an Angry Orchard there last night. It was probably this big.
Really?
Oh, I didn't know how I drank it, man. It was peeing every 5 minutes. Yeah, every 5 minutes. I felt bad for people behind me. Whatever. They were on their phones the whole time.
Fuck them, dude.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that at this
What's
day and
that?
age? Like when it comes to everyone being on their phones.
I'm always on my phone, so I can't really say anything.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I don't work for my phone, but I get like all my work emails on my phone and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Our iPhones are so advanced. You can do anything. You can actually, if you wanted to, you could work on your iPhone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
People do it all the time.
All the time. But like in a social setting, if you're in a movie theater, get off your fucking phone.
Yeah.
We were at the I don't know, where Pottsgrove movie theater. It's at AMC right in Pottsgrove in Coventry.
Oh yeah.
Dude, there was these bunch of kids in there. 15, 16-year-olds, man. They're playing music and watching YouTube and TikToks
What?
during the movie. I got pissed. I almost said something to them. And they finally fucking left. But it was like, I don't know what movie we saw, but I was like, Jesus Christ, we were the only people in there and they had to come in. You know what I mean? They just had to come in and do it.
I hate it. I also hate the people that like will have like conversation like full like not like, hey man, like pass the popcorn. It's like, oh my god, so like
Dude, they're
so
talking about
like
their lives.
so babe, like are we gonna go like, get like ice cream after this, bro? Like are we gonna like
I don't get it, man.
oh dude. My anger issues can never.
And then, like when you're at dinner, man, you go to a nice dinner and you see the couple and they're both on their phones, not talking to each other. Or you see like the mom and the daughter, the son and the dad, and the kids on the phone just texting away. It's like, yo, spend time with your family. You know what I mean? Especially when you're out and about.
Dude, that's the one thing that's like such a cringe moment. As the kids say nowadays, cringe moment. Those iPad kids.
They call me an iPad kid at work because I'm always on my phone. I'll be playing like Grand Theft Auto or like I play like RuneScape on my RuneScape mobile on my phone all day at work.
Dude, I asked your girl last night. I was like, "Yo, dude, can I be an iPad kid?" Like straight up, because I was gonna put like my phone up and just watch
Yeah.
YouTube. Then Ryan came and sat with me, and then dude, fucking all these people came in like 2 minutes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I heard.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I would have been so mad. I was already pretty upset when they came in.
You were pissed when I was there for like 5 minutes yesterday for no reason.
What was it?
I don't know. You were like running around. Oh man.
Oh,
See,
dude, bro, I just can't catch a break, bro.
Why?
Because I don't want to speak too much of it because I canceled probably about on the other podcast. Something so dumb about guns. I posted a video of like a clip of what we were talking about. And it was like, I think everyone at one point should own a gun. And I said, if you want to, you don't have to.
Sure.
It's up to your right. Like it's your right. But 100 people without guns can be controlled by one person with a gun.
Okay.
But 100 people with a gun can't be controlled by that one person because everyone else can defend themselves, right? People, dude, they just like. I was getting like death threats in my DMs. People were like talking to me.
People
were
take it too seriously. Man.
Yeah, they were like commenting like, "Another white boy with a podcast." Well, I mean, I am a white boy with a podcast. So I guess.
A white boy with a podcast.
That's what they're like.
Oh,
Oh, look,
funny, man.
who let this white kid out of his box?
That's so funny.
Yeah, but yeah, dude. Like at that point of the night, dude, I was like, there was just so much going on and so much BS, and like. I was there. We had like 120 person funeral, something like that, earlier that day.
Yeah.
So there was just we were running around. We were prepping for St. Patty's Day, and then like I was.
Yeah, you guys gonna be screwed. I don't think you're gonna be busy at night, but during the day.
I know. I have like three
that.
things of shepherd's pie sitting in there. We're doing.
Does it have lamb in it or is it beef? Beef.
I'm sorry.
Cottage pie. Shepherd's pie is with lamb, dude.
Yeah.
I'm calling you out, man.
I know. We have so much ground beef. We go through so.
Yeah, I understand. No
Yeah.
one does it with lamb unless you're in Ireland. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got an Irish grandma.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I just have Italian grandmas. Fucking crazy ass motherfuckers.
Okay.
But yeah, dude. Yeah, bro. It was. See, that's the one thing with like this industry is like people just like don't they just like, they'll show up late as fuck. Like, dude, they rolled in at like 10:58.
Oh, the patrons, the customers?
Yeah.
They don't care, man. Especially around here, they don't care.
Was I too? I won't say your next. I don't know if you want to be, but like, was I too aggressive? Yeah, yeah. No, dude, you're good. I can't. It was after. What time did you leave? 11:32. Oh. They tipped you great. Okay. Good.
What's great? Okay.
Okay, that's fair.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I was kind of an asshole.
I would have been too.
Dude.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Uncle Keith. I was last time I worked there. I can't remember if I was. No, I was working the door, man. These people just stayed all night. It was like 1:32 in the morning. We're like, you guys got to get the fuck out of here,
dude.
Like legally now, and they just still stood there.
Yep.
I get pissed.
Well,
I walked out, man.
Nick got into it with TJ the one night. Like TJ was there with a bunch of people, and Nick's like, dude, like you have to go home. Like it's like 11 whatever now. Like this is not like a debate. Like
the same night, TJ gave a problem to some guy at the bar for no reason. He wouldn't get up his spot, and this other dude was like, I just need a drink, man. Can you move over? You know how he gets, dude. Like puffing his chest on a damn fuck.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. That's just shit you don't need, dude. Like drink your beer and shut up. You don't fucking create a problem.
Well, dude, it's wild that people like, I don't know, because there's just there's so many different avenues to deal with the situation. Now I know I can be pretty aggressive, but like if I'm at a bar and like I'm just sitting down, like I'm not gonna be like a dickhead. Like I'm just gonna be like, all right, man, like hey, could we like maybe not do that? Now that pissed me off though when they came in that late and I saw it was Keith. I'm like, motherfucker.
And they were probably loaded up.
Yeah. I try to be nice, dude. I thought about it. Like, I was sitting there, but I saw them come, and I went like this, and I looked at the time, and I'm like, dude, like, this poor girl, bro. And then I had to walk Morgan to her car.
Who's Morgan?
One of our servers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why? Because there's a creeper in the apartment?
There was a creeper. Well, yeah, he was like...
Is he a regular creeper, or just a random creeper?
Regular, yeah.
I know you're talking about.
Poker. Barely even know her. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
You can't say that,
dude.
I didn't hear anything.
But yeah, dude, he was. There's just, I don't get people, bro. Like, I just like. How about you just like don't touch your server? I just don't think.
Yeah, don't be weird.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a weird industry. But speaking about like creepers and like kind of problems like this.
Speaking of creepers, yeah.
Speaking.
Okay.
Cheapest creepers, man. Yeah. We'll go back to the Navy a little bit.
Okay.
Are there a lot of like problems when it comes to like creepers, like whether you're talking about like male, female, or
Navy has a big sexual assault, sexual harassment problem. I mean, I wouldn't say it's huge, but it's definitely concerning. You know what I mean? And I put it this way: I'm not condoning anything, and I think it's totally wrong. And you stick 300 fucking dudes on a ship for 9 months straight, and there's 10 women. You're going to have lots of bad eggs in that batch, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And dudes are going to be weird. And some dudes just aren't raised right, you know what I mean? They just aren't, either were raised without a dad or, without social standards. They don't know right from wrong. And they don't know no means no. Straight up. They just don't. And some dudes are just weird. People are just fucking weird in general. So, yeah.
There was this whole thing, too, about, like, raising your men to, like, understand, like, hey, this like social cues. Like this girl obviously does not want to be part of this conversation.
Yeah, or just don't do it.
Or just don't do it. Yeah.
Just wait till you get home, man, or do whatever you need to do to relieve yourself. Don't be weird.
That's crazy.
Don't be fucking weird, man.
Yeah, because I know there's a whole problem. Like I know with like a lot of the army, like that was happening a lot. Where like there's a lot of like sexual. I don't know about sexual assaults, but like like
it's not really assaults. A lot of harassment.
Yeah, harassment.
A lot of harassment. The Army's a bigger branch than the Navy. I don't know, actually. Yeah, Army probably has more people than the Navy, but the Navy, we're more confined, you know what I mean? Because we live in such a tight space all together. And there are still some ships and commands in the Navy that are all male. So, like, and then these guys will be used to them. And it's just like you get 300 dudes that are all male and there's no women on board. It's different socials, you know what I mean? Like, you can work out topside on deck without a shirt on, you know what I mean? You can do, like locker room things, you know what I mean? Like, you like not like that. Pause, dude. You can, you get pumped up, you know what I mean? Like, yell and be a boy. And stuff you can't do around when women are around, respectfully. You just can't. You don't want to walk around shirtless on deck or in front of women, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's still a professional status.
Yeah, it's a professional status, yeah.
So, when it comes to like aircraft carriers, right?
Yeah.
This is like the one thing that I was curious about because like I always hear that like, hey guys, I'm gonna go get Starbucks. So I put it in the I put it in my GPS, and it's like saying it's in like the middle of the ocean.
Oh,
And
really?
like they're like there's like Starbucks on the boats.
On aircraft carriers.
On aircraft carriers.
Yeah, they have Starbucks. They have Starbucks.
People say it's like a mini city.
They are. Well, aircraft carriers are 6,000 people. That's bigger than the city of Collegeville and Trapp. Trapp is like 3,000. Collegeville is like 4,000. So yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, an aircraft carrier with full complement with Marines, pilots, and aviation wing, I think is 6,000 something. You can look that number. That's all public knowledge.
No,
man.
I believe
Yeah,
it. I
you
mean,
can look it up.
I'll look it up for my
It's
curiosity.
big, man. And aircraft carriers are 1,000 feet long. They're massive. Yeah, destroyer is only 500. So it's yeah, man. Aircraft carriers big. They have whole grocery stores inside aircraft carriers. I mean, destroyers. We had a grocery. It's called a ship store. We had a little store. It's just got you get beef jerky, bags of chips, like comfort food from home. You know what I mean? And then you got laundry detergent, shampoo, mouthwash, and your hygiene products all in there, shower shoes, stuff like that. But aircraft carriers, yeah, it's a whole city, man.
Dude, I want to go in one.
You can if you go down to Norfolk.
Really?
I don't know if sometimes or Fleet Week, dude. When Fleet Weeks come around, they usually sometimes they'll have an aircraft carrier, a landing craft, like an LHA, like an amphibious ship that looks like an aircraft carrier.
Okay.
You can go on those. Usually at Fleet Week, but you have to wait in line for like an hour or two. Fleet Week's coming up in Baltimore, I think in May, right?
Mm.
Yep.
Interesting.
The Naval Academy's boats will be there, so you might see me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If I'm still
I visited one time the Naval Academy. I went with my grandmother. She was all hell bent on like making me go there, and like
it's a great school, though.
yeah, but like I think what turned me off. Well, I mean, not that I would be smart enough to even get in there, but like I heard like how like whole like midshipman is like you don't really have a college life and all that kind of stuff.
You don't until you're like a senior.
And I was like, no, completely turned me off on it.
Yeah, but I mean it's America's Forbes #1 public college in America last year. So in 2023.
That's crazy.
It's a public school. I mean, you get paid to go there.
Yeah.
It's not much, but they pay you to go there. And then when you get out, you're a commissioned officer in the United States Navy or Marine Corps.
Yeah.
And that's a hell of a job. And you're going to do your I can't remember what their obligation. I think it's a 7-year obligation. They have to do 7 years of active service, and then which is huge. You got to pay. Well, you got to pay back your school. You know what I mean? They send you to school. They pay you to go to school. You got to give them 7 years of service in return. And then you get out. You're a commissioned officer with all that experience. They work some serious jobs, man. They get out and do some serious work. So.
Well, it's a big thing now too.
Yeah.
You get someone in for this like high paying job. And this guy who went to like, I don't know, some college. This guy went to the Naval Academy.
Yeah.
Not only is he disciplined, and he has all these like.
Yeah, Naval Academy looks just better on a resume. Man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm telling you that.
That was her whole thing. She goes, "Oh, I want you to do this." I'm like, "Mom, I'm not smart. I'm not that guy."
You don't have to be smart to go there. You don't.
Really?
No.
It's who you know.
That's who you know.
Well, that was the other thing. Is like I was all dead set on like going to the military, like maybe going to do something like that. I wasn't smart enough to, even if I wanted to. But there were like people like hitting up like senators and governors.
Well, yeah, to go there, you have to have a nomination from the vice president.
Yeah.
Or you have to have a personal letter of recommendation from your senators of your state.
That's crazy.
And they only accept, I think it's 20 people per state per year. So you're fighting against, I don't know how many applications Pennsylvania has, but you're fighting against all of them. So you got to be like the king shit in high school. You know, you got to be the king shit since middle school, and you got to do all this kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
That a lot of people don't want to do, but a lot of people are doing it because daddy went to the Naval Academy, granddaddy went to the Naval Academy, great granddaddy was a booster at the Naval Academy. You know, these people dump some serious money into your dad's an admiral or a general.
That's crazy, dude. Yeah. I don't know, man. That's just a whole crazy realm of people.
Dude, going down to Annapolis, I work in Annapolis. It's not like a cult, but it's like everybody's there for the Navy, you know what I mean? They know everybody in Annapolis. Every bar is Navy dressed up. Everything is for the Navy in Annapolis. And it's the capital of Maryland, so it's a double whammy. Oh, sorry.
You're good. You're good. You can move it around however you want. No, you're cool. That's just like, to me that's just crazy because it's like, well, I mean, I guess that happens a lot in like West Virginia, you know. It happens a lot in why am I blanking on it? I'll think of it later. It doesn't matter. But yeah, it is like the pinnacle of like whatever guy Navy wants to do.
Yeah.
So now, kind of coming into this right now, you're gonna be done in what, September?
I'm done September 20th officially. Yeah.
That's my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday! We'll go out and celebrate.
It was on my birthday, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, on
it will
September
be.
20th,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
go and celebrate.
Thanks, man. But so what's life gonna look like being done?
Right now I'm looking at, Navy has a program called Skill Bridge. So they let you do all your work to get out, all your paperwork, and then you find like apprenticeships, internships, or you go to college, and they let you get out six. You're still being paid by the Navy. You're still getting your regular pay, but 6 months before your ETS, which is end of service, end of time service, you get to go out and do your apprenticeship, internship, or go to college. So that's right. I'm working on right now. I just gotta. I'm not gonna say the company's name because I don't know if
Yeah.
that's legal, but a couple of nice companies have called me back, and I've submitted my resumes, and one asked me when I could start last night. So hopefully around April, middle of April, I'll be working for a nice company.
Oh,
doing some good
nice,
work
dude.
in the pharmaceutical industry, doing maintenance and stuff.
Oh,
So,
cool,
yeah.
dude.
Especially around here, pharmaceuticals are everywhere.
Yeah.
You got all these pharmaceuticals down across from the shopping center, Pfizer and stuff.
That's why we moved out of Jersey. My dad, he was working for, I think, Sharing Plow at the time.
Okay.
And like we were still in Trenton, and then he got a big break over at GSK, and then
Oh,
he
yeah.
moved over here.
My dad built all those. That's why he moved here. He built the original building that was there. He was the chief engineer. Then he went into he worked for. I'm not
Holy
going to say his
shit.
companies either, but yeah, he worked for a whole bunch. He just retired a couple years ago out of the pharmaceuticals.
Holy
But he wasn't.
shit.
He wasn't a pharmacist. He was an engineer, like the facilities manager. He was the
Damn.
chief engineer of that whole complex when they built it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why we moved here. I'd probably be from Philadelphia.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. That's wild.
Yeah.
So like whenever time you drive past that, you're like,
Now I'm pretty numb to it, but my dad always be like, "Oh, I built that." I remember, he would say this guy's name. We were doing all this and telling me crazy stories. You know what I mean? They'd go to the trap for lunch while they were building it, for like 8 hours, and they would
Really?
just come back. Yeah, that was because the trap was the only thing around here. He said back in the day when they built those buildings, there was nothing around here. You know what I mean? There was nothing to do but go to the trap, eat lunch, have 10 shots of Jameson, and then go back to work. But that was the norm back then. When blue collar guys wore a suit and tie to work, you know what I mean? They were doing maintenance and they went to lunch and they had beers and they smoked cigarettes. I think that's what I look forward to. That's what I want the world to be right now. In the
Yeah.
90s, late 80s,
Yep.
early 90s.
there's always this weird thing. I don't know why. Like whenever like I'll have a cigarette like every once in a while, I'll do like the Thomas Shelby thing where he'll like. It's kind of like lipstick. What he does, he moves it around his mouth, and I'm like, that's
Why?
what fucking man
Oh,
should fucking.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can't do that. You smoke cigarettes?
Not really, but every once in a while. What?
I don't smoke cigarettes.
Oh, she just gave me the thumbs down.
I've never smoked a cigarette.
Listen, there is nothing. I'm gonna sound like a gym bro frat guy, but there is nothing better in this world than a drunken darty.
I agree.
Yeah. No one can change my mind on that. It just it
Yeah,
won't.
drunken cigarettes are the way to go sometimes.
There was one time I was getting fucked up at Westchester at my buddy's house, and I'm obliterated. We literally, well, I can't say we because I didn't help in the slightest. They built this massive fire, and they threw a fuck ton of gasoline on it, lit it. Like I felt the.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy, but like, dude, I went through an entire thing of American Spirits.
Oh, good old cigarettes, man.
Yeah.
They're good. Those are good guys.
Oh, dude, this is nothing better, dude. But like, I don't know. What was I saying before this? There was a point to it. But yes. So what we used to do in Springford when I was younger was there really wasn't anything in this area.
Yeah.
Like this whole area, like right here, was just all farmland.
Yeah.
And then like at UB Upper Providence Elementary, they have a quilt of what this area used to be. Like
Oh, that's cool.
like the administration building at Springford, that's right next to Upper Providence,
Yeah.
down the street.
Yeah.
That used to be a dairy farm.
Yeah, this all was, man.
Yeah.
This all was.
But we do this thing called the Pac-10 run. So for wrestling, before every Pac-10 match, like when you wrestled like Methacton, PB,
yeah.
we would walk a mile, run a mile. You'd walk from the school and you go down Main Street and you come around and you would just walk through, right? And then when you get around the corner, I think you're coming up Washington.
Okay.
You bang a mailbox, so everyone would do.
Whose mailbox?
No, it's
Whose mailbox are you banging?
It's not. I don't know if it's anyone's mail. It's like the U.S. Postal. They leave it there now.
Oh.
They leave it there because they know we do that. So like you walk around,
Really?
you hit it, and then once you hit it, it's a full. You're running. You're sprinting. You're running
okay.
back to the
Yeah,
school.
yeah.
So it's walk mile. It's the walk run.
I thought you were just hitting like grandma's mailbox, like blowing it up. Like you start putting cinder blocks in it.
That's so fucked.
Yeah.
But it's like to commemorate. Like they've been doing this for years.
Mm.
And it's just like the streets weren't always like this. Like
Got
our principal at the time, he's dude, I was around this area when like half these things weren't even up.
That's crazy.
Like there weren't any street lights. There weren't any.
Yeah.
Like, he was like there were candles in there, dude.
Yeah.
There's oil lamps.
No shit.
Yeah, dude. This area is like old.
Yeah. Yeah. It's old.
What is,
yeah, dude.
What is it? What is it if you take Ridge down? It's like Welcome to Trap or Welcome
1717.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trap is incorporated 1717.
That's what it is.
Like
yeah.
all the historical places in Trap, man. You got the what is it? The oldest still standing Lutheran church, Augustus. Yeah,
Well,
that's on 7th Ave in Maine, and then you got
Perkium and
the Perkium and Bridge Hotel in Collegeville. Then you got Dewey's Tavern, which George Washington's one of those George Washington slept here places. You know what I mean?
Dewey's Tavern.
Dewey's Tavern's the original Trap. It's on Main Street and Trap and 113 where they cross where the Sunoco is now. They just built a new Sunoco. Before you go down 113 towards Anderson Farm Park. Dude, it's right around the corner from here. Before you get to Black Rock where you turn left into the Providence Town Center now. There's two old buildings, a big old graveyard and Trap next to the Dairy Queen.
Oh!
Yeah, that big great. It's Dewey's Tavern. And then you have the Muhlenberg house down there. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm retarded.
Yep.
That's kind of sad. I'm like, what is he talking about?
It's not it's just called Dewey's Tavern though. It's not a real bar.
Yeah.
It's just what bad was back in the day was a carriage house
Yeah.
and you know all that. But I've always wanted. They do like free tours there on like random Sundays, and that's something I want to do.
They do tours.
Yeah, I don't. It's the Trap Historical Society. I'm friends with them on Facebook. They post it all the time, and they like do like excavations of the land and stuff. And they find like old pottery from the Pennsylvania Dutch that were around here, like stuff from the 1600s and stuff. I want to look at some of those graves because I think some of those graves are predated 1700s.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. I never thought about it like that. There actually was a murder in Collegeville, and it was years ago. The one kid used to work at Dairy Queen, and he used to work at this like shop. His mom owned the shop. Small Town Murder did a whole rendition of it. It's about like an hour and a half. And
you did it? You did one?
No, it was Small Town Murder.
Okay.
They did a podcast, and it was about like that whole area. Like the kid used to work at Dairy Queen or whatever it was, and it was like one of the big like Collegeville murders.
I didn't know. How long ago was this?
1990
Oh,
something.
okay.
Yeah, it was. There also was like a kid 2 years above me stabbed his girlfriend.
I was just about to say that.
They lived down there.
Went to high school with him.
What?
I know you're talking. We'll talk about off the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the same person?
Yeah.
I think so.
You have your phone on you?
We'll talk about it after. We're almost done. We're at like 56 minutes right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Would you expect to roll through this?
No, that was pretty fast, man.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. See, dude, and I literally say this almost every time I finish because like I only ask people. I say this all the time too. I only ask people that I have good conversations with to be on. But yeah, dude, it's a weird area, dude. Like I didn't realize how much history was in it until like when I was like young and we were like building this quilt of like what the area used to be to what it is now.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is like weird.
It is.
And it's very historical too.
It's very historical.
I mean, what? Right down the street, you go to KOP. You're in Valley Forge.
Valley Forge is the best place in the world. I love Valley Forge.
Oh, dude.
It's the turning place of the American Revolution where we unionized and became a country and an army, continental army.
Look at you being so.
I love American history, dude.
I like it too, dude.
Yeah.
It is cool though, dude. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten like really fucking high in Valley Forge Park too.
What's that?
Nothing.
So I don't know.
Get really high.
And then learn about American history. Valley Forge Park.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, man. Just be careful. It's a federal park.
They'll
lock your ass up real
really
fucking quick.
realize that now.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's really cool. I remember the first time I went there. I was a young kid, dude. I think it was like for school, something like that. Like when I was younger, like high school, maybe middle school.
Mm-hmm.
We went. I'm like, oh, this is so cool.
Yeah.
We used to do in Scouts. It's called like the Valley Forge encampment.
Yeah.
Where you sleep there in the middle of winter.
Fuck that, dude.
It
cold.
Was cold.
That sucks. Were we sleeping in the log cabins? Like
no. We weren't allowed to. We when you got there, you pitched a tent.
Oh, okay.
And hopefully your scoutmaster didn't.
Dude, that shit probably doesn't fly these days. Ain't no parents letting their kids sleep out in the cold.
They still do it.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. No, dude, we got disciplined as kids. But like, yeah, it just there probably is a lot of people that don't.
I just tripped over a kid in Wawa before we got here, and almost backhanded this kid, just standing under my foot. I mean, little tyke, man. I just stepped. She goes, "Ow!" I was like, I just looked at, and then Big Mama came around the corner, and I was gonna say, "Watch your damn kid, man." You know what I mean? Like, I'm over here trying to get a coffee, and your kid's just standing under me. Like, I'm 6 fucking foot, like 240 pounds. I'm not gonna see this kid.
Oh, dude, it's the worst when they run around the bar.
My God.
Because when I come through, they're like, I need to get whatever I need to get right now.
Children are not allowed in the bar.
Dude, they just be around. Like, there was the one time, like, this girl scared the shit out of me. She was like hiding like under the bar, like on the one door that everyone kind of walks out of the kitchen from.
Yeah.
So she's like hiding under there. She's like looking at this whatever, and she goes, ah! I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
You should just kicked her in the face,
mom,
dude.
No, you're gonna kick her in the face.
Okay.
The mom looked at me like I was a problem because I cursed.
You should have kicked mom in the face. Like, what the fuck? Dude.
Oh,
Fuck
dude.
that bitch.
All right, well, I guess we'll call this
right, bye.
Chipotle
What's Chipotle?
and wrap this up.
All right, cool. That was good, man. Dude, corny ass motherfucker. Okay.
But dude, seriously, I do appreciate your time
Thanks.
today, man. It's been cool. Thanks for sharing a lot of your life with me.
Yep,
Dude.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks.
If they want to reach out to you, talk to you about maybe being in the Navy or
Sure.
you know, we'll put up your say your handle, whatever it is.
Instagram, Timothy Mallon. TikTok, Tim Mallon 29.
All right, man. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Peace.